Good evening, all of you. I am Sanjukta, and is everybody able to hear me? I have. Okay. I'm Sanjukta Sikder. I'm the teacher librarian at JBCN International School, Oshiwara, Mumbai. Uh, at present, I am catering to middle school and senior school. Uh, we are looking into the middle school IGCSE section and IBDP as well. Initially, I was in ICC schools and CBSE schools, where the rigor of being a librarian wasn't felt much. I was given more work as teaching, as a teacher, but then slowly when I shifted to an international school, we have learned a lot. We have learned how to collaborate with teachers, how to uh, see the literary aspect and the technology aspect of the students as well in the libraries. So I have enjoyed this process a lot. I have had my colleagues and seniors as well as the librarian teams who have, helped us a lot. And this is a process. It's a journey. It's a learning journey, and each and every day we are learning. So today, what I'm going to talk about would be more about media literacy. So this particular topic or subject has interested me a lot, and I specifically I have gone through quite a bit of reading, as well as I have attended workshops, so that I am able to guide my students quite quite a lot into this, because nowadays what is the main thing is our students are social media generation, you can say so. They are always glued to their mobiles, any sort of screen, you can say so. They are always exposed to countless media messages every hour, and all these messages want their attention. So how would the child distinguish? There's so much of disinformation, fake news. There is malicious clickbaits where they can just click and they are being taken to somewhere else. So how would they evaluate the media messages? This was one of the main thing which I felt is a very important skill every child should have, specifically in the 21st century. It's a 21st century skill, I can say so. So that's how I thought I'll be sharing my learnings also with you all. And here today, I'll be taking the session on analyzing and evaluating media messages. Today, see, another thing which I felt is, see, it is again a part of media literacy. So media literacy, we can't say that it's something different, some different course which we are supposed to do. But then media is always a part of a teacher's, teaching journey. She or he uses videos, images, film clips, commercials, even news snippets. All these are what? These are used by, these are all media and different types of media, and they are used to engage the students for a better understanding. But here, media literacy is basically telling them what is the media all about, teaching more about the media, to analyze media. We were teaching with media, now we have to teach about media. So that's what media literacy is all about. And we are just empowering. This is the way we will empower our students to understand, navigate the use of media in a very constructive way. Otherwise, they are just, going through all the messages. They might not understand how should they protect themselves. What is the in-depth meaning of the messages they are seeing and receiving? They should be able to create also. They should be able to think critically and create also. So that's what we will be looking more into, and how to go about We'll be doing some hands-on activities also. So these things you can easily do in your classrooms. Okay, next, I would be talking about the main 5 core concepts of media literacy. And this has been given by Center of Media Literacy, USA. Anything, whatever we see on the internet, everything is constructed. Nothing has been just like popped up on its own. I think everyone will believe that. Everything is constructed, and media messages are, of course, being constructed, which has a typical, language and rules. The ads which people make, they have their own rules, which I'll be taking you through also. And everyone, each one of us, might be, I experience a media message differently, and my colleague might experience it in a different way. My mother or father will experience the same message in a different way. So it has different, different effects on different, everybody doesn't seem to feel the same. So we have to understand those things as well. And every message will have a point of view. There are some in-depth messages as well, some points of views which are like a specific for a particular person as well. Or, it might be something which is biased as well. Are we going to understand that? How would we? So those are again things which we will be able to go through. Then another main important thing is, the underlining thing is, every media messages which are being organized has some basic motive, which is either for profit or for power. These are two important things which we see across, that mostly media messages are now put on social media to earn money. We'll learn about it more. And of course, it's again the politicians as well. So much of propaganda, so much of things being talked about, so that they always try to show themselves that they know much more, they are at a higher pedestal. So we need to understand and keep these things always in mind. Next. So this, I know everybody knows about Bloom taxonomy, and we have used it very often. These, and here the digital Bloom's taxonomy will show us that what are the things we need to do for our students to engage them in a higher thinking skill. We all want our students to have higher order thinking skills. Now, we have to think of those things, like what are the things to be engaged in. So if you could see on the screen, it shows that the ability to analyze, evaluate, and create media are one of the topmost skills. The evaluation also holds on the topmost position on Bloom's taxonomy. So these are all high order skills, and we should be able to put all these things in our own teaching, day-to-day teaching, I can say so. So try to, hello, I can see Miss Millie. Do you have some query, Miss Millie? Or if you could put yourself on mute. Thank you. So while making our own lesson plans, these are the things which we should be keeping in mind. And this is for advocating to put these media literacy lessons in your own lesson plans. This is so important for all of us. Next, see, one thing I can say, young people are always fascinated by media. And we as educators should take advantage of these things. We should be able to recognize that this is the culture, and we should be able to use this to make and teach some new skills. That's my funda. And another, again, next, I think, yes. So if you could see this quote by Don Kaplan, here they are saying advertisements are the modes of, are the modes of promoting any sort of new product in front of the people, specifically our children. They get swayed away so easily. So we should be able to make them understand that what are the things they should be keeping in mind while they are watching the commercial. So the commercials are always there to sell products. And should we just fall to prey to all these things? I don't think so. So like today, information, all these messages are mostly in traditional TV. Nobody watches now. They are all these messages, all these promotions we can see on Instagram. They are on TikToks and all. All these things are always there. Do they identify that this is a promotional thing or this is not? So we have to make them aware of those things. So social media, I think, whatever the students are also putting their own little information, personal information on these platforms. The social media, the marketers and the advertisers, they are able to, use these information of the people. They are able, this is a fodder for them, you can say so. And they are able to deliver more targeted and tailored ads to them. So the students need to take care of their privacy, what they are putting it on social media, how much they are revealing about themselves. All these things have to be very, all these things are very important and they should be taught. Next, these are some of the techniques I think all the students should be taught. So these techniques will be able to tell the learners like what are the things the ad agencies keep in mind while they are making their ads. So if you could see over here, star power, color, emotions, symbols, rule of thirds, weasel words, product placement, text and image similarities. So these are some of the things which they always keep in mind while making their ads to promote a product. So if we see next, you will find out that in this ad, who is the star who is being used over here? It is a famous Mr. Amitabh Bachchan who is there, and he is the one who is promoting the chocolate, dairy milk. Cadbury's has hired him. Might be the ad agency has hired him. And they are using him to promote the product. So this is the star part. Next, we will see how color and emotions are linked and how specifically the companies keep in mind what colors they have to choose for their own product or for their logos itself. You could see yellow. Yellow stands for optimism, warmth, and how many of them have used are Subway, Nikon, National Geographic, DHL. So they have McDonald's. So they have kept in mind that this is the color which I'm going to promote through my logo or through my products. So it is not something they randomly use. It is there at the back of the mind what emotion they want to, evoke in the audience or the people who are using it. They always want to have a connect with their audience so that they become the lifelong users of their product. If you could see this, peace is for growth. So you can see Animal Planet, Tropicana, Spotify, all these have used green. Red is again another color, Coca-Cola, CNN, Lego. So all these people have used red. Red is for excitement, youth, bold. Next, if you could see, use of symbols. Symbols have again been used by people. These are symbols which are used so often, and we all very well know, nothing is written over here, but we all know what is the use of these. I hope everybody knows all these things. We don't need to just tell them that just throw it in the dustbin. We will see this, everybody understands. And such symbols are always being used by ads. Somewhere down below, they have this small little thing which is being used. Next, rule of thirds. So rule of thirds is again an interesting thing, which people might not know, but who are photographers or who love photography would really know this. This rule indicates that you could see this photograph has been divided into 9 segments. And the rule of third indicates that you should place the key element of your photograph or the scene in one or more of these areas in your photograph. At least it says that you should cover it with 1/3 and 2/3 should be left blank. So at least 1/3 should be occupied by the main key element of your photograph. That's how it enhances your photographs. So they use all these things in their ads while making their ads. Next, we can see weasel words. Weasel words are again words which are overused terms. It helps, it helps, works better. If you could see in these ads, it says boosts immunity, better, reduced, triple action. Who knows what is right? Does anyone go and check it? No. We as audience, we get swayed by these words and we go and pick them. We are the ones who always go for, oh, okay, it's fortified with iron and all. So let's buy that. It's enriched. Let's buy that. So these are misleading most of the time. And these are overused. So we need to be keeping a track of those things as well. Next is another interesting thing, product placement. Are we aware of this? We might be seeing all these things, but we are not aware how these things are strategically done. Ads, of course, we see ads after interval. There are commercial breaks, but then we see most of the commercial breaks, people just get up and do their work and then again come back. How many of us sit in the movie halls during commercial breaks? No, we just go up and pick our refreshments and come back. But what has been done strategically is the people have placed products in the content of the program, in the films, and just not in the commercial breaks. So it is a part of the story. The audience can't skip these commercials. It is a part you can see over here in the screen. Hrithik Roshan, it's a movie, I think, Krish, and they are using that, and the product Bonvita is kept over there. So here you can see Arjun Kapoor, he's holding Saffola. And Saffola, of course, he might not be saying, but he's just holding it. He's not saying that, oh, use Saffola, but it is there in his dialogue. And that's how it's there. It is used not only in India, it's everywhere across the globe people use. So
Listen,
now,
we need to have a talk about Vanderhoff.
If you could see this ad, this small little snippet, you will see how many products are being used.
He's the sponsor. And you signed a contract guaranteeing him certain concessions, one of them being a spot on the show. Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contractor, no. I will not bow to any sponsor.
Sorry you feel that way, but basically it's the nature of the beast.
Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but for me, the beast doesn't include selling out. Garth, you know what I'm talking about, right?
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Here, take 2 of these.
Ah, new print. Little, yellow, different.
Look, you can stay here in the big leagues and play by the rules, or you can go back to the farm club and roar. It's your choice.
Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation.
Okay. So next, we will have, so next we have these texts as well, know where the company's name is written, but then everybody knows what it denotes. It denotes, everybody knows, a small little child, a 2-year-old child will also point out the finger to, let's go to McDonald's looking at this. So these are overused images. These are overused texts, which has been used everywhere, and people just looking at it can go easily. So these are at the back of the mind of any consumer that, this is for Amazon. So they don't really, it is like strategically done so that people do not forget about it. Next, you would, okay. I would like to have some interaction. Till now, I have spoken quite a lot, and I would like some interaction from you as well. So this is one ad which I've picked. We would be evaluating this media message. If you could see over here on the right-hand side, it's Coca-Cola, and it says, open a Coke, open happiness. I would like you to answer, who created or paid for this message? If you could unmute yourself and answer. Aarti, Debashish, Millie, if anyone is willing to say and interact.
Ma'am, who created, in the sense, I couldn't get it right.
So who is the one who has created this ad?
It's so either from Olgi or from advertising company who has created it.
Yes. So you're absolutely right, sir. So I think Coca-Cola might have hired an ad agency who has created this. And who is the company who is paying this for this ad? Who is the one who has paid for this message?
I think it's the Pepsi.
Yes, it is.
Company.
Yeah, yes. So they are the ones who have paid for this ad. And who do you think is the target audience?
Sorry, ma'am.
Who is the target audience for this?
Target is basically they target the young generation, the youth, and it's especially seasonal when they are more prominent during the summers.
Yes, yes.
Like that.
Yeah. And what are the direct messages or the indirect messages, if you could tell us?
A message, you see, ma'am, this was my topic for my PhD also. I was doing my research work on advertising. Okay. So my point was on this question which you had just asked, that the customers should be bent upon the brand. even if the customer is not able to get it on the next door, he should be ready to walk a mile to get that same product.
Yes, yes.
So that is the ultimate aim of the company, that my product should be on top priority.
Yes. And here, if you could see over here, the product, it has some direct messages, which is just telling that it might be a sunny day and there are two people who are there, I believe, one on the left, one on the right-hand side. You can just see the hand is just there. So we can't see the faces, but we can understand there are two people, and there are droplets of water. And it seems that this is a cool drink which would quench a thirst of the people who are around. And if you could see the red color, and it again denotes, it's a color for, youth. It's a color for love as well. So it is, it's confidence, all these things, power, all these things are emotions, and all these qualities are denoted by red, I believe. And what is the thing which is omitted from this message? If anybody else would like to share. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Thing which is omitted is the negative side of having of consuming too much of this cold drink.
Fantastic. So nowhere they write what are the really negative points of having and consuming Coke, because students are always quenched. I mean, they feel that, oh, a bottle of Coke will always quench my thirst. I don't need anything else. So they do not understand how much sugar is there. It's laced with sugar most of the time. And if we are having it on a regular basis, how difficult your things will be for you. So they do not understand the health hazards of these things. And of course, with these messages, who are the ones who are benefiting? It's the company who are benefiting, because with these ads, the things are being promoted all the time. Okay, so
they are mostly promoted by the sports person or by the Bollywood stars and like that.
That's how, the star. Yeah. Most of the companies will always opt for the first thing to have a star in their commercial, so that the product is being endorsed by a big shot, and people will automatically, they might not really use those products, but they are endorsing it, and people will, the fans of these people will obviously think about buying them. Next, I will share a Pear Deck link with you all, and I would request you all to join it. So, so this is the Pear Deck link, which I'm going to share it in the Zoom chat. And I hope everyone can see it on the chat. I would request all of you, those who are here, to click on this link, and you'll be taken to the Pear Deck link. I use Pear Deck a lot in the classrooms. There are quite a things which I feel are the plus points. I can easily get the child's response, and it is a way the kids also enjoy. They can write, and unless and until I present it on screen, the responses, people are not able to see that. So it is another way of children writing their own responses without any fear of, might be rebuked or being talked about in the class. Has anyone joined? Are you having any problem? Any problem joining the Pear Deck link?
I've joined, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a student based. Miss Aarti, Miss Millie, Sarika, have you been able to join? Yeah, Aarti, would you be able to, have you been able to join it? Okay, fantastic. So I have kept it student based, so you could see my screen as well. You need to analyze, write a little bit about who has created and why, what's the purpose of this ad, and who is the target audience, what techniques have been used, because I've shared some techniques, and the different techniques like color and all, and what information has been omitted. So this is the first commercial. I think we can take 5 minutes to do this. Let's see the responses. I would ask others also to write. Fantastic. You know, these exercises, particularly these things are really interesting for the kids. They love to do these things. We all have our magazines in the library. We can just give these magazines to these kids and ask them to analyze them. It's an interesting activity and engagement for the learners as well. Yes, a typical gender role connected over it. Fantastic. Yes, it's not absolutely. So that's a thing which they have tried to come up with. With this ad, you can see, yeah, star power. The star power is being used. The message says that, yes, it has energy. And another thing, and has a lot of fiber. Do you think another thing which has been used? Okay, iconic beauty. Yes, of course, the star power. But here I would like to know if you have been able to judge what else, what other technique other than the star power has been used, which I had to talk about. You could unmute and speak as well if you want. Yes, lot of fiber. Trust, yes. Yeah, fantastic. So don't you think using the word oats over here is like a weasel word? Because we don't know how much oats have been used. It might be a negligible amount, you know, which has been used. But making it so prominent over here, like oats noodles, like the ones who are really against Maggie might think of opting for this product. So, you know, this is a weasel word as well. The color, of course, you can see the star part, this. So this is one thing which I felt that this is quite interesting. Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
From this, Sorry,
Yeah.
I will. It's a very interesting visual word, which says oats.
Yeah.
It opens your mouth and the air moves in. It's similar to that nodules which just swipes into your mouth with that.
Yes.
So for me, if I analyze, it's like that.
Yes. So, yes, this is again interesting thing which was like pulled down very quickly when this ad had come, because it's a direct attack on their opponent, you can say so. There's always a fight between Pepsodent and Colgate. I think the court had ordered to pull it down, but then you can see it's a direct attack on the other one. Yeah. Yes. Pepsodent, yeah. The color, the mood, yeah, fantastic. Okay. Here we know, yes, risks and challenges. And if you have that, yeah, there's star power. I think he is a South Indian actor. And if you have this, you have all the power to jump great heights, jump down from a, I think it's a water tank or something from a high. You can really jump down and all. You can do unimaginable things. That's what the ad tells us. But is it so? It's obviously targeting our youth. Yes. Yes. With this, we can face any problem. Yes. Thank you. Pediasure. Yes, infection. Protects the kids. Saves from the infection. Yes. Less chance of infection. So less would be the weasel word here. Less. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. Yes, the chocolate flavor, of course, attracts the kids. The next one is a small video. If you could, play it and you can easily see it. You have to just count how many products have been used over here. If you could write down, that would be amazing. Each one of you can click it and you can see it. Miss Monica, have you been able to join the Pear Deck link?
No, ma'am, I was wondering where.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I was just talking. I'll just put it in the chat again. So I think if you have joined in late, we were analyzing ads. We were analyzing different things which the people keep in mind while making ads. So these are media messages which are always found on social media. And we learned a few and we are applying those things in this Pear Deck. And it's an interesting way. We can easily do it with our kids as well, our students in the classroom. They enjoy this mode. Let me see the responses.
One product shown here is Panasonic. Yeah.
Yeah. Panasonic. There are others also. Did you see? iPhone, HP. Yes. No, you should play it. It's written over there. You should play the video. It's a video. I had put it as student paste, so you'll be able to play it on your own. Fantastic. So in this 2 or 3 minutes video, you will find so many products which are there. And all these products have been strategically put. The companies have paid the filmmaker or the production house, whoever it is, lots of money so that their product is being utilized in their storyline. Fantastic. Okay. I think I'll stop sharing now. Those who haven't done can do it. It's a student-based thing. If you have the link, you can do it and plan it. So this is an interesting thing which I have done it, and I use it very often with my middle school learners, as well as the primary learners have also used it and played it. It is an excellent way of making them aware of how ads sway us. We shouldn't be falling a prey to that. We should be able to read the in-depth meaning, the meanings which are not explicit but implicit. So all those things we should be able to teach our kids because they are always surrounded by media. Next, which we will be doing is to learn to evaluate other sources also like a pro. We were right now talking about ads, and now we'll be talking about more about news, more about images and all, how to go about, how to teach our learners to distinguish the different sources also, whatever they come across, that is it a reliable source or not, how to understand or not, and they can easily distinguish if it's a fake news or it's a real news. So that should be our aim or the skill which we should be able to teach our kids. So let's watch this video. So this video, I found it very interesting. It's from
Whoa, did you know that
Britannica.
British scientists have cloned a dinosaur? No. Whoa, did you know that British scientists have cloned a dinosaur?
No way, that's really cool.
Did you know NASA says that the world's gonna go dark for 6 whole days?
No, you're kidding, right?
Beyonce's dead. And Justin Bieber. And Miley Cyrus.
Okay, you might think these stories sound a little too crazy to be true, and you'd be right. But all over the internet, they've been posted as real news, and there are heaps more where they came from. A lot of fake news stories are created just as a joke or because people are really bored. But some are posted to deliberately trick us. They do that for 2 main reasons. The first is to get you to click on their site so they can make money from advertising or even from scams. The second is to make you think differently about something or someone, and that can be a big problem.
I read this article that says if you eat a chocolate bar every day, you'll actually lose weight.
Yeah, bigger problems than that. During the US presidential election, a lot of fake news stories were mixed in with real ones, and some experts are worried that could have had an influence on how some Americans voted. For example, did you hear that the Pope supports Donald Trump? Or was it Hillary Clinton? Did you see this meme saying Trump called the Republican Party dumb in the 1990s? Or that Clinton accidentally sold weapons to extremist group Islamic State? And there's the one about 15,000 people voting for the late gorilla Harambe, rest his soul. Yeah, none of that happened, but those stories were all shared millions of times on social media. Some stats even show that near the end of the election, fake news was shared more often than real news. That's got a lot of experts and even the current US president worried.
particularly in an age of social media where so many people are getting their information in sound bites and snippets off their phones. If we can't discriminate between serious arguments and propaganda, then we have problems.
Some online companies and social media sites are now attempting to sort the fake news from the real stuff. Facebook says it'll make it easier for people to report dodgy stories when they see them, and it's thinking about posting warnings alongside fake reports. While both Google and Facebook are trying to stop fake news sites from being able to make money through ads.
We can work to give people a voice, but we also need to do our part to stop the spread of hate and violence and misinformation.
But experts say it's also up to readers to stay switched on. So if you think a story sounds a bit sus, here are some things you can do. Don't just read the headline. Check which news organisations have posted the story to see if they're reliable and well known. Know that it's not a normal news story if it says it's satirical, which means it's a joke, sponsored by a business, or written as someone's opinion. And above all, remember to always question what you read and what you're told.
Hey guys, did you hear Kanye West is running for president and he called himself a god?
Seriously? No, stop lying.
No, wait, that's not...
Oh, okay, yeah, that.
No one's gonna vote for him.
Sanjukta, unmute your microphone, please.
Yeah. So in this world of fake news, we are always bombarded with such news everywhere, and our kids are always swayed by them. They believe in, so many of them believe in. But have we told them that how to go and understand and see, is it correct or not, how to check themselves? They should be having that skill of using their own critical thinking powers and able to check if the message is correct or not. So let me just tell you what are reliable sources. A reliable source is a source which is accurate, which has something which is based on fact, which is not like randomly people, as you have seen that in the ad, in that particular video, that it is again a way of just the children come up with such newses like Justin Bieber has died, and it's like a game for them. And so the fans might really believe in that. But did we check? Did we give them that skill for to learn and check that? So let's see now. Again, a reliable sources, which is like fair, which is something which doesn't have different point of views, which is not biased. So which is like fair and which uses words and the phrases which are not loaded with too many things of like which is debatable, which is like just that, and you don't have yes or no. I mean, it is a thing which is just a fact. Yes. Next, we will be able to see again another particular thing. Next slide. Okay, one which is independent. Naturally, there are many news agencies which are always backed by parties, politicians and parties as well. There are big houses which support that. So naturally, their news which they give will always be biased. They are the ones who will not be able to give us the independent news. Then some newses which are, which are not accountable. So you have to find the original source, of course, and we have to see that people which does not, the sources which does not take too much of funds, which is like which do not have money for all these newses. They are not taking money for the newses which are there. The ads and all, which are like all paid, so they should be able to distinguish between those newses and messages as well. So this is again another thing which we should be able to know, which is a reliable source, which is independent, which is accountable, which is fair, and which doesn't have any sort of a bias. So the thing which we are nowadays using is called as CRAP, not CRAP, which is called as SIFT. So we were till now teaching our students the method of checking a source by utilizing the method which is called CRAP. But now we have to shift. We have to do this skill. We have to teach them this skill. S for stop, I for investigate the source, F for better coverage, and T for finding traces for the original context. The news, the source which you are seeing should have, you should be digging deep into the original context to understand what was that message. And we shouldn't be just, sharing those newses across. We shouldn't be posting it across unless and until we know what is right and what is wrong. Okay, next. There's quite a bit on the chat. Okay. So one thing which all of us have told our students, many of us, that do not use information from Wikipedia. We feel that there are people who write on Wikipedia. They might not have proper authority. They might not be the ones who should be writing that. And if you are utilizing that message from Wikipedia in your essays, that might not be correct, that might not be counted in, but Wikipedia can be used for your first stop of identifying a source. You can check a credibility of a source through Wikipedia. So we shouldn't be just finding a source and just picking on it and start reading the entire thing. We should stop. Instead of reading right from top to the bottom, we should try to read laterally as well. We'll be talking about that more. We have to investigate the individual media source. Through that, we have to find better coverage of that particular source or that media message, and obviously go to the original one, trace the original one to be able to understand that, yes, this is the original news and this is the one which I was looking for, and that's absolutely might be the same which you have got, or might be a misinformation, or might be totally different. Next, I'll be pointing out some pointers for Wikipedia, which we were always telling our students not to use, but I believe that it is one of the best available introduction to a point on a web. So whenever you are putting it on a Google tab for search, you will always find a Wikipedia page opening if it has over there. So if you just skim through, you will find and you will be able to judge the particular article, if it's correct or not, whatever is mentioned is correct or not. If you want to search for a particular source, you can write the domain name in the search engine and write Wikipedia after that. If you do that, you will find that particular source on the Wikipedia, and you'll be able to judge it after reading it. Below, if you scroll down on a Wikipedia page, you will find lot of citations given over there. The citations will always tell you if it's right or not, because you are again reading another source. So those are the things which helps you judge if the source is right or wrong. So you will find different point of views. So naturally, if it's the same, you know, yes, we are on the right track and this is the correct news. So just not ignore Wikipedia. I believe we should be able to use it. Next, I was just talking about lateral reading as well. So what is lateral reading? If you could see on the screen as well, on lateral reading is we have to see how much it has been talked about and what is it talked about. What is the information which is being written about? So we have a way of investigating the source which is totally unknown. We click another tab and put that domain name over there, or even the words, if those words are there in the news, if you can just put it over there, you will find a lot of things which crops up, and you will find fact checker sites also coming up, which gives us the information that it's correct or not. So you can read other sources and make your own conclusions. Next. So lateral reading is also investigating information or claim by leaving one side and seeing what's there on the other side, what the other sources talk about. We will be able to play a video right now. It's a very short video. If you could see how to see if we could check the claim, if it's correct or not.
Let me tell you about this
claim. This seems interesting. But is this true? Quick check. Web search. A quick check can help you tell if a claim is credible. Type keywords into a Google search bar, and then examine the results. The first result is from a reliable fact-checking source. Let's take a look. Uh-oh. Snopes is an independent fact-checking site. You can trust this source. False. Look for work from fact-checking sites to see if a claim has been proven false. A web search can also let you know if a claim is true. Let's try this one. Did this happen? The New York Times, CNN, and The Guardian. Many reliable news sources are reporting this story, so you can be confident it happened. True. A quick search can tell you a lot about a claim or story. Stop. Check. Don't get fooled.
So I believe this says it all. We should be able to do this ourselves and also teach our kids so that they are better equipped with the media messages they get. Next, it's again another thing, it's an example. If we have to find a trustworthy source for, child's health using lateral reading. So, what we need to do, we just, if something pops up, we have to see in the about page of the source, who is the person who is behind this page, or what is the organization all about. We have to see the source. Is the author of that particular page a person who has a lot of knowledge, or has he had the experience of writing that page? Can we believe in what he's saying? Or an organization, how much they have done? What are the things they are talking about? Is it legitimate or not? So if you go into the about page, you will know more about the author or the organization, which is now, I believe, very important. Next is reverse image search for any sort of an image. This is such a beautiful thing which Google has come up with. It is, again, you have to go on Google. If you even click on an image, you can see over here, search Google for image. If you click on that, you will find other relevant images which says, popping up with the same news and which says that this is right or not. Different fact-checking sites will also pop up saying that this image which is there, it is correct or not. So they will tell you it's reliable or not. So it's very easy to find it out. And you can also check the claims of the original context. Like if you have some news and stories, which has been, by the way, again, fake news are always, if you have seen that video closely, passed on hundreds of times, shared hundreds and hundreds of times, and it is more than sharing the original news. So while we are sharing, resharing, many things are lost. So there are things which are lost, which we should be knowing. So we should be able to see the original article and understand and think critically and judge if and analyze that if this news or this source is correct or not, or should we use this or should we believe it or not. So right now we have another TEDx link as well. Before that, I would like you all to ask questions. And if you found anything which I said you don't agree with, you could share that with me. And how many of you are using it in your classrooms? Ms. Sarika, Aarti. Okay, so I thank each one of you for joining us. If you have any feedback or any questions, you can connect with me and I'll be able to help you and tell you how I go about in my classrooms and share my learnings with you.